The new
Roles.
world, huh?
They're all roles. Those are roles.
Yeah, these are the in the new level of consciousness. All these are going to fall apart, and we are in a process. So let me ask you: do you identify with your emotions, feelings? Now the practice is, how do you segregate yourself from your emotions and feelings and thinking?
Watch them.
Well, this is easy. Watch them. But who is a watcher?
You.
Where is you? So,
Nowhere.
I have a question about the emotional part.
yes,
Is that, aren't our emotions actually there to help us identify things and make new choices? So they're actually our indicators.
Dennis, you're perfectly correct. This cup is there for what? To throw upon you? Or drink a tea or coffee? It is there. It is not to. But if I become this cup, what is going to happen? Can there be any movement if I become a cup? Answer me that question. There will be no movement. So we have been identifying with our emotions, feelings, and thinking. Not that they are proper or not proper. That's secondary. But because I'm talking about why do we become inert and where is the suffering? Why does the suffering rise in our existence? Because of the five reasons that we are talking. And we have become inert in our life. And life means what? Newness. Life has only one explanation, one idea. It's newness. If you're not new every moment that you're experiencing, then you're not living life. If you look at the entire universe, in any experience, there are three things happening. What are those three things? Creation, preservation, and destruction. Things are created, things have a, a momentary time, and then it gets destroyed. So if you pay attention, what is being sustained? Where is the empowerment, the universal empowerment is coming to sustain something? It sustains only new. Universal power does not allow death to stay on. It actually empowers death to die. So if a truth or universal power exists, it only enhances what is new, what is being fresh. And this is very important for us to remember. This is a one technique that I'm going to teach you right now. This technique is a technique of a simple meditation. Take anything in your life, anything, whatever you are experiencing, and that can be your meditation. You have to drop the translation that exists in your mind. For example, you are in a garden and you look at flower. You don't jump the gun and don't say beautiful flower. Because if you stop giving an interpretation to that experience, you'll find that there will be a unification with that experience. There will be a oneness with that flowers. Otherwise, that flower only will become a subject, an object of your entertainment, your liking. You look at a dress and you say, wow, amazing dress, right? What is a dress? An object, clearly an object. It's easier to look at a dress and say amazing dress, and you consider that an object. Same thing goes with human. Same thing goes with our nature, external nature, which is flowers and the clouds and the stars and suns and the moons and the galaxy. Same thing goes when you look at a baby. Same thing goes with an animal experience. How do we experience? Everything has a capacity to be one in that moment, and you can enter into a meditation if you drop the interpretation for a second. It's a technique. So, when you say cute baby, is there a significant difference between a cute baby and an amazing dress? No. You're bringing that experience to an objective level. That doesn't mean you don't say cute baby. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the as a mystical experience that can happen when you're dealing with a new life, and you're dealing with the flowers, and then that can be a meditation experience. But because of your interpretation, because of your conditioning, you jump the gun and you destroy the beautiful union that was possible there. Because everything you want to translate is for the stimulation of your emotional mind, because you have identified with the emotions. So emotion has become your reality. Now your worth of existence comes only when it is stimulated. So your consciousness tries to do everything because of that. This is the reason you cannot experience whatever you are experiencing. You cannot be wherever you are. If you are here, you're not here, because your mind is thinking something else. And you're losing that a meditative experience in that situation. You're walking and you saw a dog, and you start thinking about dog. Then you paid attention to the owner of the dog, and that owner reminded you your ex friend, girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, ex partner, and you start thinking about how brutal that relationship was. And then you start thinking about your childhood, the parents, how they taught you, and how great life you had, or how you're walking in a street, but now your mind is going in many different, you're zoning out. Do you know that modern scientists talk about 30 to 70% of the time we zone out in everyday experience? 30 to 70%. There is no vigilance. There is no awareness. We live a life of unawareness. We zone out. We create in this fabrication. You consider that this is your real life. It's not a real life. What is the ground of real life? You say, because I experience it. That's not a ground, because you experience something that it is a real. Do you dream? When you dream, then you do not experience those dreams. They become so real. So experience is not the ground of our measure whether it is a real or not real. See how this false ego works? The web of false egos goes in many different directions. But one direction that I want to point you out, and you want to remember this, that it only has identified with the feeling nature of our existence, which is totally not in the direction of waking up. It is in a direction of buying into that nightmare. This is why we are not having a true experience. So when we eat, we are not eating. When we take a shower, we are not taking a shower. When we are walking, we are not walking. We are listening, we are not listening. When we are seeing something, we are not seeing something. Why? Because we are zoning out. And that zoning out plays a very significant role psychologically. And it plays a role that you start interpreting your daily experience based what you zone out to. You following here? Let's just say you zone out to your past brutal experience, and then you came out and some little thing happened and you said how horrible my experience is. Is it really horrible? Or you colored your experience because of where you zone out. Are you following here? We continue to color our experiences where we zone out. And thus we continue to buy in somebody else's dream. It's not even our dream that we live in. We live in someone else's dream. We don't even have a choice of self-will because it's so unconscious. There is no awareness, and life without awareness is a sin. There is a fundamental aspect of Eastern teaching that the sin is unawareness. Nothing else. Sin is unawareness. So as long as we are living a life on unawareness, it's a sinful life. We have a capacity to be aware. Do you know that when you say you are making a decision, you're not making a decision? Your brain, now the scientists are talking about that the part of the brain that is unconscious makes a decision 7 seconds before you come to know. So you're just buying into that decision which is made unconsciously.
You're accepting it, not
you're
accepting it.
And you're calling your own. No, it is a reaction coming from the conditioning of your mind. And every time when you think about your memory, every time, not without any exception, you are editing that memory. You're editing that memory. You're thinking about something great that happened in your childhood, and you are now editing it that how great was your childhood. You're forgetting with that experience that there were so many other dramas. You just edited and you want to select that happy moment and you want to remember that happy moment, but all other things which were happening during that childhood, when you were just having a one thought, when I would grow up, you forgot all those things. You're editing all the time. Picture has completely changed from the real thing that had happened. Any human being who has a tendency to look back cannot afford to be in the future. So if you want to be in the future, if you really want to be awakened, stop looking back. Because all what is in behind you, the name of the past is dead. There's no other name of the past. Past means dead. And future means life.
The dead period's dead.
Yes. So two things we have discussed. One is the ignorance, and the second is identification. And why are these things happening? Why are we ignorant? What is the in the background of our acceptance of our ignorant? Vedanta says fear. Fear is the basis. We don't want to be ourselves. I'm afraid of myself. Basically, that's how it translates. Because I'm afraid of anything unknown. So I don't want my company. I hate my company. I dislike my company. And I go person to person and things to things and animals to animal so that I can forget myself. Because it's terrifying to be myself. And then we have an expectation the others would like my company.